Yo, when I tell you today has been testing my patience, like I know that I'm at a point in my journey where the old ways can't go. And today I was tested. So, hey y'all, I'm Genevieve and welcome to the Diary of the Black Sheep. Um, and this is my first time doing something like this, but I know that I have to start somewhere because if I don't start, I'm going to keep finding reasons why not to start because I just want to be perfect, and perfect is an illusion, but that's not neither here nor there. Hello. How are you? I'm not going to be fake. I'm going to let whatever flows through me flow through me. All right. So, I made this channel to be a inspiration to other women that I know my life experiences will bring them some clarity, some hope. My daughter, oh my gosh. Salima, it's a lizard. It's a lizard. Don't come outside. It's a lizard. Salima, don't come out. Close the door. Look at the frog right there. Look at the frog up there. Look, it's up there. Up there. Look at the frog right there. Yeah, you guys. So, oh my gosh, this little girl. I'm a mom of 6 kids. Okay, I have 6 kids. Yeah. So listen, this is gonna be my journey, and this first episode, I want to speak on episode. I don't even know if it's an episode. Listen, I'm about to just flow. Okay, listen. Um, I've experienced a lot of things in my life that brought me to self-destruction, but also my spiritual awakening. So how it all started for me. Well, first and foremost, I've experienced a lot in my childhood, in my life, in my existence, and I always had a good heart. I always stayed pure hearted, no matter what it was that I experienced in my life. No matter how many people just disliked me for no reason, or how much projection of negativity was pushed my way. Through the traumas that I've experienced, through abuse. I just always stayed this good-hearted person, and I didn't have it in me to do people the way that they did me. You know what I'm saying? So I've experienced a lot in my life. There's going to be many episodes where I really get into my life. Just when that message flows through me is when I will be delivering that message. Right now, I feel like I do want to speak about the spiritual awakening and, the timing that we are in now. I want you to understand something, right? We are all spirits having a human experience. And I can only speak for myself, is I know that once I embarked on a spiritual journey, and once I lost everything, or I went through the ego death, right? That's when my life started to turn, and I started to understand that I am the creator of my reality. And I also learned that it was my childhood and my upbringing which created my reality. And I went through these different emotions and these different realizations that really enabled me to forgive, for one, because I had so much in me, oh my gosh, that I wasn't forgiving. And I used to have nightmares of these things, and I'm like, why are these things resurfacing? And it was, listen, you have to deal with this now. Whatever I experienced, deep rootedly was bringing out to the surface. It had to come up. You have to heal with this now. You have to deal with this. You have to detach from this. And I went through my spiritual journey. So basically, I want to speak on the start of my spiritual awakening and how I led here to Florida. So I moved from Florida, from Brooklyn. I was living in my car. My spiritual journey, I want to say, started around 2021, and I'm on it now. So basically what had happened was I was in a very, very toxic relationship. I had 3 baby fathers. And I know now from my experiences and knowing better that I created these families from what I felt like I lacked as a child, or just not experiencing that you know, that father love, or, you know, the love I've just felt like I lacked. And what I did was I tried to create these scenarios, you know, in the relationships that I were bringing into my life. Whole time I was attracting these people from being hurt, and I was attracting hurt individuals into my life, which would hurt me even more. Oh my gosh, whoa. So yeah. So 2021, I started my spiritual journey. I had left my second baby father, and I was with him for about 6 years. That was like the most toxic relationship I've ever really had, to the point where I was actually toxic too, right? Because sometimes we just have to be honest with ourselves and say, you know what, you know, at some point I was toxic too. So that relationship was the most toxic relationship ever, and I finally let go in 2020. So 2021, I was out the door, and I remember having a moment where I was in the mirror, right? I was in the mirror, and I'm actually, matter of fact, that video is on this page, and it goes from me being in the mirror with my stomach like all out, and to like me transitioning. Yes, so that's where it started for me. It started there, and when I was in the mirror, you know, it just came up on me, and it was like, you're little Lisa. So Lisa's my mom. Shout out to my mom. I love my mom. And, you know, this isn't, full disclaimer, this is not to belittle anyone. This is not to say anything, but this is to speak my truth. And I know my truth will, you know, assist others and the collectives and people that needs to hear this, you know, that's holding on to it, that's not releasing it, but creating themselves to be monsters, you know, from out of their pain that they experience. And, you know, my mom was the woman that would chase men. Okay, my mom was a woman that didn't really take care of herself. She really put all her energy into men. And, you know, it kind of, you know, dimmed our relationship. We really weren't able to have a relationship like that, because then, you know, if she wasn't pouring all of her energy into a man, she was in survival mode because the relationship was toxic. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I grew up in this household where, you know, I see all these things, you know, and I know all these things, and it's like I always had the ability to know right from wrong, right? Because it was like I lived in the projects and everything like that, but my imagination would take me to like Atlanta, or no, not Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? And my dream since a little girl was to, you know, have a house in Atlanta and a BMW and become a nurse. That was my dream. That was what it was. And nobody never was talking about these states. I just had it in my, like, my spirit, you know, that I knew that, you know, where I wasn't my destination. So, you know, I experienced, you know, these toxic encounters with my parents, and I normalized it. I'm thinking, oh yeah, you know, they was toxic, but look, they fought and they still married 23, 34 years, whatever years, however years they're married. And I normalized this relationship, and I love my dad so much. I loved him so much. I loved him so much that, guess what? The men in my life that was most toxic, well, and love is all the energy. You feel what I'm saying? It's all the energy, right? And I'm going to get into that in a later thing, but I want you to understand the power of where your energy goes and flows and create. So, you know, I had this love, you know, and all of this energy from my dad, like my dad, to the point where, you know, I was attracting the same men as my dad, even down to the zodiac sign. I mean, even down to the zodiac element, whatever it's called, right? And all of these things didn't come up to me until I started to tap in to really awaken. Then I was able to start seeing stuff. So I got into this I left my baby father alone. And you're going to be tested with your weakness. And I was tested with my weakness. And I actually remember sitting on my couch and saying, yo, is this a fucking test? So basically, I got with somebody that I knew I wasn't supposed to be with. And I remember my spirit, like, yo, this is a test. And me, like, really saying it out loud, like, yo, is this a test? And guess what? I felt in my heart that God wouldn't have gave me this baby if it wasn't a blessing. And still, you know, to this day, my daughter's an Aries. That represents strength. And gosh, woo, the strength that I needed to get out of this situation. We're going to get into that tea. But actually, that's not even tea. That's growth. So we're not even going to label that as tea, high vibrational. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, listen. So, you know, I went through this initiation, and I failed the test. And boy, oh boy, when I failed the test, Spirit said, you little mother, I just told you to get out that relationship that you was just in. You got you back in another relationship, and you know that we just gave you all the red signs, but you don't motherfucker that like to look over red signs and shit, red flags. Okay, watch this. Now you're about to get double the trouble for your motherfucking mistake. And y'all, listen, when I tell you all hell broke loose so bad that, listen, okay? By the time my daughter was 1 month old, I had a black eye for the first time at the age of 32, I want to say. No, that's not to brag about it. That's to say, you know, it went down. By that time, you know, I went to the DMV one day. Guess what? My damn kitchen ceiling in my house fell to the ground. I've been living in this house for 3 years. It never had no issues with repair or nothing like that. The damn house had to be condemned. Okay, so then I became homeless, and I'm going through all of these things, and this man was in jail and all types of stuff, and I'm just still being there. But you know what? Now I'm sitting here and I'm getting a message. I remember when Spirit was telling me to move, and I didn't move. And when you don't move, when your intuition, your spirit, higher self, God, divine, whatever it is that you consider, when you don't move when it's time to move, and you're getting the clear instructions to move, you're going to pay for that shit. Period, point blank. You're gonna pay for it, and you best to be strong enough to survive it, because you were stupid enough to fall for it. So I went through you know, this a whole bunch of chaos. Okay, chaos, 8CS cases, abuse, fighting, you know, doors kicked in, anything that you want to say. Yes, I went through it. And this relationship was much more harder, because it was like the chemistry, the passion, everything was like, yo, this person, I felt like nothing mattered with this person. You know what I'm saying? I felt like nothing mattered with this person. We having fun, we doing this, we doing that. Whole time, the person that I thought was the person that I always wanted to be with wasn't even a fucking person. The person was just mirroring me back to me. Oh my gosh, y'all, when I tell y'all we're gonna get deep, we're going to get deep. When I say when you come on my page, you're gonna know about that real healing and growth. You're gonna know the choices to make, so you don't make the same choices that I did. Because baby, listen, when I was going through that ego death, I just wanted to know that somebody done went through this shit, and somebody is going through this shit, and they made it through this shit. And I'm here right now still like this, and it don't look pretty, baby, because I am still embarking on this challenge. Oh, it's levels to this shit. It's levels to it. New levels, new devils. New levels, new devils. But understand that devil is being created from your lower self. Your lower self that was created. Now it's time to create the you that you want to experience. Okay? So I went through that experience just so you go see this video and don't go through the same experience I went through, baby. We're going to go through family. We're going to go through everything that I can come up with to ensure that the young goddesses, the goddesses that can relate, the goddesses that whatever can resonate with this. To know, listen, it's real. Okay? It's real. When you got an anointing, when you are here to teach, when you are here to be a master teacher, when you are here for going through so many life experiences just so you can resonate with people, just so you can say, yo, listen, I'm here, we here, I'm here. Baby, it ain't all peaches and cream. I just got to Florida 2 months ago, and guess what? My body shut down and said, reboot. And I'm like, I keep moving. I keep wanting to move, but goddamn, I can't move. Spirit says, sit your ass down. You've been moving this whole time. Give it a break. You're not even a computer. You're not even enjoying this experience because you don't even know that it's an experience that's shaping you to your higher self. You just think life is fucking hard, and you fall victim to it. Yeah, I'm talking to somebody right now. I'm talking to me right now. I'm talking to everybody right now. Whoever needs to hear that, I'm talking to you right now in the most loving way. Because listen, it was many times I wanted a motherfucker to know that, yo, you went through this and you got through this, and it was crickets because everybody was comfortable. Everybody done settled. Everybody didn't have the passion I had. Everybody didn't have the vision that I had. Everybody seen their life for what it was, Brooklyn and in here and around there. I didn't see that for myself since a young girl. My imagination took me to the country. My imagination took me to nature. My imagination took me to the trees. Okay? But who would know? Who would think that I would go through so much? But you know what? I had a moment out here. And I say, yo, this is freedom. This is freedom. To just be able to just think clearly and just get out of the survival mindset. Like, I've been doing this shit. Like, I lost my innocence at 6 years old. So my mind been running for years. I'm 34 right now. How many years is that? 28 years? 28, baby? You're a fucking overloaded computer. What are you about to do? And in 2021, guess what? What you about to do? What you about to do? Because you pregnant again. You just went to try to have this baby aborted at 6 months. You just went and tried to, I don't know where it stopped at because my son started calling me. You just went and tried to abort this baby at 6 months. You couldn't have that abortion because you had to deal with that responsibility. Don't try to get out of it. Because you had plenty of times to stop messing with this man, but you didn't want to stop messing with him. So now you have to learn from what it is that you didn't want to learn from. And we about to teach you this lesson this much harder because guess what? You're going to have this baby and you're going to be homeless with this baby, sleeping out your car with this baby while you got your 6-month-old baby too. And while you done went to your mom and asked her, can she hold down your other 4 kids because you know you was about to go through a real point and you had to go sleep out in your car for about 6 months, 4 months, get drunk every day and go to sleep in your car just to pass out so you could to be a functional alcoholic and a weedy because you're trying to survive because all your demons done caught up on you. Now you got to sit back and cry a lot of nights in Chinatown in the cold, waking up every 20 minutes to turn the heat on full blast for 5 minutes, then to turn it back off just to ensure that the heat in the car was circulating so my daughter could be warm. Who would think that I would create this for myself? And how did I create it for myself? But guess what? When you take accountability, that's a very, very powerful point. Matter of fact, that's the first point. That's the first point where you can sit back and take accountability. When you get so tired of pointing fingers outwards that you want to point all the motherfuckers inward and you want to eat all that shit up. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Because when I digest this motherfucker and I shit it out, I'm going to shit out the pain that turned into power. Yeah. Yeah. So I went through my spiritual awakening and it started in 2021. And Spirit said, listen, you as low as you ever been. You only going to get lower. You're not going nowhere. You're insecure. You've been cheated on. You've been getting all of this shit done on you. You don't get it. You don't learn. You got these ACS cases. You don't learn. Nope, you didn't learn. What you about to do now? Because you fucked up. And that voice said, move. That's what the voice said. It said, move. And when it said move, I started to call out for assistance. Please assist me. Please show me. Please guide me. I started calling my grandmother. I never even experienced before, but I'm calling. Please assist me. Please assist me. Then the gems start dropping. Learn how to clear your body out. That was the first part. Clear your body out. Clear your body out. That's how you, you know what I'm saying, get the messages of what you needed to get. Intimate fast. Started intimate fasting. Started doing that. And yeah, I am a little heavy set because I went through the transition, y'all. I literally, we're going to get into the tea, okay? And y'all going to go on this journey. We're going to go on this journey together, y'all. Okay, it is June 1st. Y'all see me sitting up here. However I am with scarf on. You know what I'm saying? Real. You know, real can resonate. Real can, listen, we on this mission together to awaken, to walk into our higher selves, the divine feminine. We shall rise. And that is what it is that we're doing. Okay, no, nothing is holding us back, baby. I got 6 kids. Okay, I just moved to Florida with no whip. Listen, I'm out here, okay? But this time I knew I couldn't chase externally, that I had to really go inside of me and heal whatever it was that was sabotaging what it was that I created for myself. Because guess what? I kept creating shit for myself. Like, I never needed a man, but I would let a man come in and drain me for everything that I had. There's going to come a time when you get tired of your own shit. It's going to come a time when you're going to say, no, that person didn't hurt me. I hurt me. Because if you keep pointing the finger outward, you're never going to take that time to go inward to heal whatever it is that you really got going on because you think everything is outside of you. That's what I was going through. No, baby, you attracted that situation into your life for some sort of reason. And if you sit back and you stop being a victim to it, you will learn the lesson in it. Because there's a lesson in it. Because all of those relationships, now I can look back and say, yo, there was a lesson in it. And had I learned this lesson, I would be so further in life. But I'm grateful for the present moment. I'm grateful where I am now because I know one thing. I am thinking way better than I've ever been thinking before. I know the power that I hold, and I know how to flip the switch. I know how to flip the switch because I took my power back from every situation that no longer served me. I didn't care who you was. Parents, siblings, whoever, men, whatever. You're done. You're done. You're done. This is my life experience. And guess what? I know that I'm here to break the generational curses. So I'm going to get into doing what it is that I had to do. But I got to know that it's nothing outside of me, that I got to do this shit within me first. And then it's going to trickle out so beautifully. Light up the area, right? Light up the environments, light up. I become my authentic self, and then I know the relationships that's going to serve me. See, a lot of the times we don't even create our own lives. Like, our lives really been created for us. Like, okay, so our mom like the roughneck nigga. We gonna go and think that that's the cool situation. We're gonna go and normalize, oh, if this person do this or do that or get toxic, oh, they really care about me. No, that's not normal at all. That's codependency. That's trauma bonding. Something within you is attached to this person because y'all have experienced some type of similar childhood issues. Same thing for me. That's the men that I was attracting into my life. But you know what I was doing? Pointing everything outward. Oh, you got this. You got that. You got that. You got this. Whole time, baby, you got this. You got that. You got that. You got that. What you about to do with that? Because that's why you keep attracting that into your life. That's why you keep attracting that type of situations into your life. Because energetically, that's what you feel like you're worth. So, baby, listen, when I say the transition been real, but it's going to get realer and better, listen, we are going to overstand who we truly are in our true nature and to know that nothing happens to you, it happens for you. It happens for you. When you learn that you're the alchemist, when you learn that that pain is actually information, and when you learn how to turn that motherfucker into power, baby, I'm sitting in my power right now because I know that I've experienced so much to the point where I could initiate your power. Because 9 out of 10, you're going to resonate with some shit that I'm saying because I'm speaking from the soul and I'm speaking for the collectives. See, I'm one of them divine beings, and the divine beings that's closest to divine, they got to go through some shit because divine is testing that heart. Let me test your faith. Let me see if you're going to do the switcheroo, but baby, I ain't never. My faith is the biggest. My faith, long way. That's me and my faith. Me and my faith and my son, what we doing? Heart stay the same. You do that grainy, slimy shit. Go ahead, do your thing. Baby, I'm not wrapping myself up in that. No, I don't have the heart to do you like you did me. I don't have the heart to do you like you did me, but understand that there's something energetically that's in tune with everything that's ongoing. So you be careful how you treat people. You be careful. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be talking my talk. Oh yeah, we about to get into what we need to know out here. You know what I'm saying? To ensure that we rise up to our divine feminine energy, that we rise up and that we become what it is that we are supposed to become, and that's nurturing and healing women in our homes. We don't supposed to be out here hustling, baby. Get in alignment and attract some shit. But you gotta know what it is that you attracting. You gotta energetically match with what it is that you're attracting. Okay, listen, I already said I'm coming on here freestyling. I don't know what to say, how to say it, where to say it. I'ma just be me. Y'all. So welcome, Genevieve 2025. I said what I said. I'm here to do what I do. This episode here going to hit 100,000 views. It's going to see 100,000 views. And when the 100,001 view, you're like, oh shit, she did say that. Yes, it will. Clock that to y'all.